Is that them? Is that that? Look how far in front. Equity is about fairness in sport. Yes. The opposite of letting trans people go in the women's. Show me on the doll where the Riley Gaines hurt you. Seriously. This is not up for debate, but what they're saying isn't up for debate is utterly nuts. I feel bad for these people getting like booed and stuff because they're still people ultimately, but I also understand.
Why am I dancing with that trans person?
Have you liked the stream? You can check the links in my description. You can join my Discord. You can support the stream on Streamlabs. You can listen to some music that I've made. You can buy music on Bandcamp also. I love all of you. All right, the next thing I have... We might as well do this now. I'm feeling brave. I don't think the person is here anyway. Balding. I don't know, man. It's only my first language. Don't worry about it. I say balding. I don't know. I don't know, do I? I'm somewhere from up north, apparently, and I live in the south, so I say loads of funny, apparently. I say glass. Apparently it's supposed to be gloss. Anyway, I want to watch... Listen, they were in my chat yesterday. I don't think they're still here. But I want to watch the transposition sports. I had a bit of a preview, not of this necessarily, but of something else that this person was saying. It's a specific person that's dealing with the transpositions. And while we're pro trans people in sports, and I like to deal with opposing opinions. But yeah. I don't blame Blair for not wanting to set her off. Exactly. People watch that and I mean, I was the same to an extent, but I realize now that a lot of these people actually understand that you can't just soy out every time someone says something you don't like, that you might have to have a bit of balance, that you might have to accept that there are going to be people that don't like you, even though you're supposedly on the same side. I'm a liberal. I lean left. How many left-leaners me? Tons. You know what I mean? Should I don't know. Should I soy the out every time someone calls me whatever? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't know how I'd react, quite frankly, because I've not been in that situation. And it's so easy to be ignorant. And it's so easy to force my opinions on others and say, why won't you act how I want you to act? You know what I'm saying? That's what you're doing right now. And I would appreciate it if you stopped, because you're actually coming across quite transphobic. You're coming across like a trans person has to act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? In 24, who is more famous and popular of the two is Blair. Yep, Blair won the fuck of that compared to Lauren Witzke. Where the fuck is she now? Who fucking knows? Because most of those extremoids don't really get too far. Because there's just not that many extremoids out there, it turns out. Anyway. We've got transposition sports. I just want to see what this is about, so let's have a look. She hates herself. In what way could you possibly understand that she hates herself? You don't know this person. You don't know what happens when she turns the camera off and stops filming. You've no idea. You can't go around just saying that people hate themselves when you don't know them. That's disgusting. I think you're actually quite a bigoted person. I think you can't handle people not agreeing with your point of view. I don't think you can handle someone like Blair White being conservative and trans at the same time. You seem to struggle with someone like me who's like liberal/centrist and a bit gender critical and being trans. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You can keep spouting ignorant bullshit in my chat. I will just end up timing you out because I can't be asked. I don't give a f*** if you think someone hates themselves. It's the same shit that people say to me all the time, and you expect me to just think it's okay because you say it about someone else other than me. I don't take that shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Someone hates themselves, what? So you hate them too? How's that going to help anything?
Hello again, everybody.
Oh, is that Alana Farrell? That one there. She has me blocked on Twitter. She's a fucking user. Listen, there's one of those people with all the fucking cult symbols after their name. You know, the trans shit, the anarcho-communist shit, all of that shit. Like, just fuck all that. You're living in denial of the entire world. I don't care. Oh yeah, Raven is absolutely a racist, but let's not get into that.
Hello again, everybody. This is Transposition Sports, the first for 2025. I'm Carly Chardonnay Webb. And right up front, a friend of the show and someone...
What, Alana Farrell? You're going to say that Alana Farrell isn't a beautiful woman?
we really like. Sadie Shriner, sprinter at Rochester.
Yes, no, I understand now. We watched something about Sadie Shriner. She's not being accepted to compete in any leagues because male.
Institute of Technology on the short list of contenders in NCAA Division III at 200 and 400 meters, both indoor and outdoor track this season, talked about a piece of her truth, and some people didn't like it. On Monday, she came out with a video talking about her adventures in the transfer portal as she was looking for opportunities in Division I. How much resistance she got? Let's take a look.
Listen, I get called self-hating constantly. So, like, from what I can tell, if you disagree with someone, you know what I mean? Like, that's enough. It is what it is, mate. You can accept it and work on it, or you can keep telling people they hate themselves erroneously. There's two choices there.
My name is Sadie Shriner. I'm a trans athlete in the NCAA, one of 10.
Yeah, so this person is being rejected by every league she's trying to get into now because this person is male.
I'm a 2-time All-American. I wanted to take this time to talk about my experience trying to transfer into Division I. After entering the transfer portal, it quickly became clear that I'm on all the hurdles transfers usually have. There is an extra layer because I was trans.
There's an extra layer of trying to graduate to another league for females because you're a male. Fancy that. Amazing.
50% of the country banned me from...
Listen, I'm not saying every single anarcho-communist is an idiot. I'm saying if they're trans and they also follow those kind of things, they're probably a cultist and an idiot.
Participating, and that meant that I couldn't attend any of those colleges, even if they reached out to me with full rides. It also became clear that in the states that did...
Hasn't tried the men's league. Exactly. I thought Javan Bradley was a trans man. If he is, then I guess I've slandered him a bunch, calling him an ally, but no one has corrected me on that. I've made 2 videos calling him a trans ally, and no one's corrected me, so I don't know. He seems very male. He doesn't seem like a female to me, but hey.
No matter how adamant the coaches were to have me on their...
I have absolutely no idea what any of this shit is. I hate this symbol so much. Makes me want to vomit. Don't know what the fuck any of this is. I don't even want to begin to get into it. This is like the kind of shit I used to do ages ago. Like, you do insane makeup because you're ugly and you're trying to hide that fact, you know. It catches up to you. You just get used to it eventually.
Their teams, the college administrations would usually stop them from allowing me to participate. So I took the time to document all of it. Trans people are actively getting attacked right now, and our rates are...
Actively getting attacked, okay. I'm not racist, I'm actually quite nuanced on race issues. Also, what makes me transphobic for believing people when they say they're a woman or an NB? Is that what I said? Did I say you're transphobic because you believe people when they say they're a woman or a non-binary? You're gone. You're actually gone.
Are getting stripped away, and those in power are either endorsing this or they're just letting it happen.
Dry your eyes, mate. I know it's hard to take, but in fact you are a man. Plenty more sports in the sea.
But we're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm sure...
Especially not to any of those colleges, because they don't want male people in their sports. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, unlucky.
Come this January, you'll see me again competing on the track.
Shriner's discussed her future ambitions on this forum. In our interview with her in May, she talked about wanting to take a shot at the Olympics sometime in the next 8 years, and that perhaps making this move can be a pathway to it. Now, let's take a look at the chart she showed in her video, because it's going to tell a very interesting tale of its own.
Reached out to me. Yep, because I'm trans, aka male. What they're saying is they want female athletes in female sports. Banned in state because they want female athletes in female sports. Roster change restriction, don't know. No response. Probably get the odd strange male chancing it, trying to get into an easier division. This is completely fair enough, no? Why would you support this? Why would you want to stick up for this person? I don't understand.
42 Division I schools that she either contacted or they contacted her. 24 of those she sent emails to. 11 of those responded back positively. Now, 18 schools saw her name in the transfer portal, looked up her times, looked up her stats, and they said, Ms. Shriner, we got our eye on you, let's talk. Then here's where it gets real interesting and perhaps a little bit funky. 3 schools offered her.
So the graph, I mean, they're explaining it anyway. It's reaching out to colleges that she wants to destroy female athletes in, and the outcome, I guess. I don't know. It looks a bit ridiculous.
Full ride scholarship. Now that's interesting. In these times of NCAA roster caps and less money to go around, supposedly, unless you play football or basketball.
Listen, I can't remember if you're in the chat or anything, person from the transpositions. The music should really not be this loud. It is a bit of a struggle to hear what this person is saying. I'm just saying. You gotta have a bit of standards here.
Such things are relatively unheard of. If someone's offering you money, it means you've done something right. And as we saw last season, Sadie Shriner's done a lot right.
I mean, if destroying women as a male athlete is doing something right, then yeah, I guess maybe so. Listen, if you want to win in a competition, then taking your advantage to a place where you are advantaged over everyone else, potentially a smart move. Not a very moral move to many people, but hey, I don't know. Imagine getting 3 full rides for literally being a man. Yep.
Now, 17 schools had to tap out of the process entirely because those schools are in one of the 26 states where transgender women and girls competing with cisgender women and girls in athletics is against the law.
Yeah, why is it that they've done that? Why would they have a problem with that kind of thing? It's insanely loud. I can barely hear. I'm just about managing. I'm listening as closely as I can. Wasn't Leah Thomas like 6'4" and they were still convinced he had no advantage? Yep. And by the sounds of it, they let him in the, what is it? The changing room with all the actual girls. Got to do a bit of ogling, maybe. I don't know, because I wasn't there, to be clear. But hey, I'm against all of this shit. I don't think this is conscionable. And of course, it's a trans person that is sticking up for other trans people, because what woman is going to be fine with this apart from like Megan Rapinoe or something?
So those schools had to be out of it. Now, there were 10 schools where we're in states where trans people.
Is it stop because you're trans or stop because you're a male? Specifically.
Aren't criminalized. The coaches like Sadie, they like what she could bring to the table, but then when they got floated up the chain of command of the school's administration, somebody looked at the specter of Riley Gaines showing up.
Somebody looked at the specter of Riley Gaines. Oh, okay, so apparently, if you're from one of those schools, the only way you can have a problem with males competing against females is if you listen to Riley Gaines. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, God, I'm sorry, fucking, show me on the doll, in fact. Show me on the doll where the fucking Riley Gaines hurt you, seriously.
Up on their campus and said, no.
Yeah, why did they say no? It's not because they listened to Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines had nothing to do with my own personal beliefs when it came to males in female sports, which was always no thank you. And that wasn't a very controversial opinion back in like 2017 or something, from what I remember. I didn't have too much of an issue saying things like, you know, I don't think that we should be in sports and stuff like that. I don't think we should be using our male advantage for ill-gotten gains. But nowadays, we're so like, we've lost our shit so much. We're so radicalized. And like, it's terrifying when I'm listening to like older people who are still like radicalized as fuck. I thought most people grew out of that, but I'm starting to think not so much.
No. Sorry, we can't help you on this one. Now, there's precedence for that. In a number of articles during the whole debacle over the San Jose State volleyball crisis, a number of...
San Jose State volleyball crisis. Are we going to get some names? Please elaborate. Is this Blair? I can't remember. Blair something.
Athletic department.
Wasn't there a male volleyball player that paralyzed a female volleyball player? What was their name? Fuck. Peyton McNabb. Yes. Peyton McNabb. Hang on. So Blair Fleming. So we're going to talk about this. Like, let's see, because I cut her off before she restarted saying anything, to be completely fair. Okay, I can't use this because I used this one time and some retard on Twitter was like, oh, that means it's wrong because it's Daily Mail. Actually, well, we'll go with the Tory graph. How about that? Amazing. But yeah, suffered a brain bleed. Okay. And then I can't even read it anyway. How nice. How nice. Maybe we'll just go with the Daily Mail after all. You know what? I just want to make sure I'm prepared for whatever this person is saying, because the truth is, a male player has the potential to hit the ball much harder than a female player. So these kind of injuries can occur. And it's like, if you're playing women's sports, you don't expect that to happen because you expect to be playing against other females. You know what I'm saying? And like the cackle to delight thing, I can't verify that for obvious reasons. I mean, unless there's a video of it or something. Anyway, all right, it's lagging my computer because how nice. Brain damage and paralysis of her right side. So because of a male player, a female player now can't get a scholarship, stuff like that. Like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, how are we gonna glorify this kind of thing? How are we gonna justify any of this? I think this is mad. I'm really sorry, because it's the Daily Mail, it's lagging the fuck out of my computer, so I'm gonna have to close this. Peyton McNabb, but we've got the name. I remember that. Only ones willing to report on it are either trash rags like Daily Mail, and then they'll say it's misinformation. Yep, it's the same as how detransitioners generally end up going to either people like Blair White / Buck Angel, whoever, or right-wing news sources, and then all the TRAs will say, oh, why are you talking about these kind of people?
School administrators from a number of colleges all basically said the same thing. We just don't have the infrastructure to deal with this. We don't have a playbook for this. We don't know.
Yeah. Isn't that a better explanation than saying they listened to Riley Gaines? So why did you say the Riley Gaines thing? Why not get both sides? It kind of sounds like you're captured. It kind of sounds like you're exceptionally biased.
What to do. And one of the people that have heard these things at length is Dr. Jen Fry. Now, Jen Fry, another friend of the show, noted equity consultant to colleges on college athletics.
Music is getting louder. I think it might be. Jesus Christ. I'm really trying. I'm still just about understanding what this person's saying, because it's not like she's not speaking clearly or anything. Jesus Christ. Please listen. I'll sort your fucking sound for you, transpositions. Just like... Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's just keep going.
She says that those concerns are very real ones. Let's say a school calls you based on this. Okay. And they say, Dr. Jen, we don't want this situation at our school. What do we put in place?
Oh my God. I mean, you're asking for like a semester.
Sports equity educator. What's a sports equity educator? What does sports equity mean? Equality and equity in sports. Gender, race. I mean, I can't trust this straight away. Sports equity. I mean, we're talking about like gay people, people of different colors and stuff. I'm probably right there with you, but like trans people? Like that's the opposite of what you're going for. Equity is about fairness in sport. Yes, the opposite of letting trans people go in the women's. Especially when what trans men are able to get into the men's and dominate. I don't know how much any of them can even compete, because isn't taking testosterone kind of like juicing? I don't know. Maybe they can in the men's. I don't know. But they're not competitive. So what happens is the men can come into the women's division and win loads of shit, but the women can't come into the men's division and win a bunch of shit, because biology doesn't work that way. So who gets clobbered again? It's the women. Funny.
Extra years of like policy to put in there. And I think like the thing you're asking, it's not black and white. It depends on the state. If it's Oklahoma asking me versus California versus Florida versus New York, like is it private? Is it public? Is it religious? Like there's so many nuances to it. It would be, I couldn't give you an answer because there's so many different layers to it.
No matter where Shriner ends up, she says she's going to compete. And we at Transposition Sports are going to follow her story all the way to nationals, no matter what uniform she's in. And by the way,
I mean, presumably it'll be in a male division, which, listen, if you're a trans woman and you want to do sports and you're willing to go in with the men, then fair play to you. That's the whole fucking thing. That's like, well, that's a male going in the men's sports. That's just how it is, you know what I mean? And they're out there, you get them.
by the way, congratulations, Sadie Shriner. You're a member of the 2024 All-Carly team, alongside Valentina Petrillo, who...
Oh yeah, this person went into the, I was going to say the Special Olympics. It's not called that. It's not called that, and please don't call it that. The Paralympics, that's the one. Went into the Paralympics and fucking lost despite appearing to be able-bodied. I can't remember. Visually impaired. Okay, fair enough. So, can I say able-bodied? I'm not sure. Got thrashed. I mean, 51 years old. You don't get many sprinters at 51-year-old in the Olympics, let's be real. First transgender Paralympian. And even that seems like fucking ghoulish. Alright, I'm a fucking male trying to thrash all the fucking disabled females. Like, just, why? Why are we doing this?
Who in fact is one of our honorary captains, along with Nikki Hilt. You couldn't keep them off the team. You couldn't keep them off the team. And also alongside our honorary cis captain, Caitlin Clark, Alona Maher, and Travis Hunter. Other people made it include, Merrick McHenry. He had to make it. Chuck Aoki from U.S. Wheelchair Rugby. I mean, have you seen his social media presence? That guy is fire. I love him. And I think you will too. Wendy Miller, softball player extraordinaire. You've made the All-Carly team. Also, the entire Connecticut Ambush team. Thank you for letting me be a part of it last year. I'm looking forward to having more fun with you all.
Hey, what about the Keithley Cougars? Do they get on your team? If you don't know that reference, don't worry about it. Fucking India Willoughby in it.
This season as well. And there's a couple high school kids. Aiden Gallagher from Oregon, Veronica Garcia from Washington. Those trans girls with fast, took a lot of heat, won state champions, kept their chins up.
I'm not even convinced that this person knows why they're sticking up for these people beyond that they're also trans. Like, I'm none the wiser as to why this person has the opinions they do. It just seems like I'm trans and they're trans, and that's all there is to it. Like, I am concerned, frankly. Like, I have nothing against this person as a person, but like, why are you glorifying this shit? Why are you sticking up for this shit? You know what I mean?
Congratulations. And the honorary head coach, the honorary coaching staff of the All-Carly team, Anthony Nicodemo and the Angry Gay Grandpa. The last election, Angry Gay Grandpa, why is he on the team? check this out. And oh, grab a tissue.
So maybe I'll start a little bit softer.
Okay, I skipped that because that's just someone else's content straight up. We're talking about sports right now. I did watch an Angry Grandpa video. I can't remember what I thought of it, to be honest. There's so many of these people.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
As we head into this new year,
It's quite manipulative if you think about it. But hey, I don't know. Let's have an appeal to emotion in the middle of our transports thing, I guess.
I want to talk not about resolutions, but of a manifesto. And two names come up when I think about this. I think about Aiden Gallagher and what she went through as a high school kid getting booed.
You're not going to explain in any way why people feel a certain way. What about the parents of these girls that are getting roundly thrashed by a male? How the fuck do they feel? Or these girls that might miss out on scholarship positions because they didn't finish high enough. But the reason they didn't finish high enough is because they were potentially going up against males with advantages. How much treatment has this person had for their transition so far? It's like we're just pretending that the point doesn't exist and then carrying on. You know what I mean? As if these people, there's no difference whatsoever, which there clearly is. And it's not like people have not said, here's where the problems are. It's not like someone like me has said before why I personally have a problem with trans women in women's sports, or why other people haven't either. Even people like fucking Riley Gaines, I think she's probably explained in at least somewhat detail why she thinks the way she does about this shit. But we just pretend all of that is nothing, you know what I mean? Cheating at the Special Olympics, yep. But hey, they're trans and so am I, so I guess I should support them or something, I don't know. That seems to be this person's tactic. Maybe I'll learn more in the rest of this video.
And Veronica Garcia for going through the same thing. Last week on Transposition, and Veronica Garcia for going through the
She's miles in... Veronica Garcia. Fucking miles in front, no? I'll be clear right now. I feel bad for these people getting, booed and stuff, because they're still people, ultimately. But I also understand what's going on. Whines about being booed. Listen, I don't like this kind of shit on either side. Just report the fucking news. You don't need to tell me that this person is, whining or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, miles ahead in that video, no? How does anyone look at this and, I don't know. Fuck me. I don't even know.
the same thing. Last week on Transposition Sports, we talked about another piece of the fallout from Garcia, who's now a senior at East Valley High School, Spokane, Washington, for her winning a state championship. And now that fallout has come in the form of
For winning a state championship. What a deeply one-sided, dishonest way of explaining that. She's won a championship and now people are upset. Yeah, okay, sure, that's what happened. Amazing. This is what I mean. I want the fucking lies to stop. The person that produces, the transpositions shows up in my thing and it's mate, I just want the fucking lies to stop. I want you to stop lying about what you think gender critical is. I want this person to stop obfuscating the truth about this. Because there's so many fucking problems that we're just pretending aren't there or something. Very much not a fan of males in women's sports, but adults booing a trans ID high school kid is terrible optics. I mean, I don't know why I think about it in terms of optics. I don't think it's very empathetic. That's still a person at the end of the day, but I also understand how some of them must feel. You must get girls that don't get scholarships and stuff because they don't place high enough because of males thrashing them, you know what I mean? So I see both sides of it. I'm not gonna sit here and make out that any of these kids that are destroying females in their own sports are bad people or whatever, because that seems insane to say. But at the same time, you gotta understand the other side of it. Otherwise, why are you talking about this? There's enough people out there giving incredibly one-sided opinions on this topic. Why just be another one of them? When you know that you're completely obfuscating the truth and like invoking Riley Gaines whenever you want to, whenever you come near having to perhaps make a point or explain something. Because what have we explained here? Nothing. There's nothing here.
Group of districts who now want to put up a Veronica Garcia rule. There's 2 proposals going up to the WIAA to be looked at and possibly voted on in the first part of 2025. One calls for a total ban on transgender girls in girls' high school sports, and there's another proposal that calls for an open category. Now, they haven't defined what this looks like. Some people reported it to be, oh, they're going to give the trans kids their own division.
There's another consideration. If you're male, you can go in men's sports, male sports. Why won't you entertain that? And hey, listen, open categories really wouldn't work that well, except on like national scales and stuff, because there just wouldn't be enough people. Trans people do sports at lower rates than gay people, who do sports at lower rates than straight people. There's not very many trans athletes. Is Gaines hard right or something? I don't know. She's just the one that all these people default to when trying to make a point, because it's easier to just lash out at the person you blame for this shit instead of actually trying to think about the facts and come to your own conclusions, which this person has not. They're trans, and this is a trans issue, so therefore they're on the pro-trans side of it. I think that's literally the extent of this person's thought process, and I'll happily be proven wrong. But all of this is really gross to me, honestly. I'm not down with this at all.
That's not going to happen, I can tell you that right now. What most likely it's going to be is a de facto boys division, but one of the architects of this proposal says it's about dignity.
We want our transgender student athletes in relationship and community. We also want opportunities for our female athletes.
Now, the man you just saw in the video is the superintendent at Linden High Schools. Now, we also went through this last week. Remember, Linden finished 3rd in the Class 2A girls overall standings in state track last year. Cedar Crest finished 2nd, and their head coach is currently allowing himself to be quoted at length by the Independent Women's Forum, an anti-LGBTQ.
Okay, guilt by association, but still not actually explaining the problem. This is not boding well. This is not argumentation. This is just propaganda.
Advocacy group of conservatives.
That doesn't mean, like what you saying when you say that? Like, does that mean they're wrong about this? Like, how? You're just saying they're bad. I could just say the transpositions is bad and never explain. You know what I mean? This is a misogynist group. I could just go around saying that all the time, and anyone that associates with them, oh, well, you've spoken to a misogynist group. That isn't argumentation. That's bullshit. This is like Frida Wallace levels of argumentation, and that's not a compliment. I'm sorry.
So, really, I think it's accurate to call this a Veronica Garcia rule. Oh, by the way, what does Veronica have?
What do you gain from calling it that? You've labeled it a certain thing, okay. But do you understand it? Do you understand any of this? Or did you just pick a side? Because that's what it looks like from here.
Have to say about it. Let's take a look.
Yeah, what they want to instead do is target children. Like,
this is a male. It looks fucking huge to me. Like, you look like me, but bigger. And I'm twice your age, if not more. What am I supposed to say when I see this? Are you kidding me? Are you for real?
Literal children. Like, it's like, why do grown adults think it's okay to harass a child, let
Who's harassing you?
alone a transgender child? Like, why would you ever do that? Already transgender.
Is that them? Is that that? Look how far in front. Again, I'm not down with like booing these like fucking kids and shit. But look at this. Look at this. How can you...
Transgender youth are feeling unwelcome in sports. You know, the point of
in girls' sports, because you are male, you have an advantage. You have had male puberty. You're bigger and stronger. Like, I can see it. Like, I feel like I'm being gaslit or something. Like I'm supposed to not believe my eyes and ears right now, where I see this person miles ahead of the rest of the pack. Where I see this person clearly, this is not a female. This person looks fucking, they look bigger than me. They look bigger and stronger than I do.
high school teams to feel like you belong to something and stuff like this is going to really negatively impact the mental health of transgender.
I'll tell you what's negatively impacting your mental health is trying to convince yourself that you're female, is letting people convince your parents that you'll kill yourself if you don't transition. Shit like that.
People.
As I see this story play out, and Aidan Gallagher's story play out, and seeing what Sadie Shriner talked about earlier, it leads me to the manifesto for 2025. We at Transposition Sports are going to continue to do what we've done this year and do it even more, which is give you the untold stories from our
untold story. You've not told me anything untold. You've shown the basic facts and hinted at which side you're on. You know what I mean? Like, what untold facts am I missing here exactly? I don't understand.
Our perspectives and give you a conduit to the voices that aren't heard in a lot of media on these issues. Personally, I'm sick and tired of having mainstream media outlets talk about this issue and other trans issues and talk to no trans people. That's what
the problem is. So many trans people are so captured, and the things they have to say are just nuts. So is it any wonder? And the other thing is, by the way, trans people often refuse to talk to the media. Trans people often won't discuss this shit with anyone that isn't someone just like them. So we're just obfuscating once again. We're lying. The untold truth. I'm being fucking lied to, and I don't like being lied to. Like, how am I supposed to feel exactly watching this? I'm sorry. I don't like being lied to.
That's why I'm glad to give voice to those who aren't heard and need to be heard, because these policy decisions, these changes, the
all trans men football team. I haven't seen that. I've heard about things like the US women's team going up against like male teenagers and getting roundly thrashed and stuff like that. I've heard of like, I don't know, so many things. What was it? Serena and Venus Williams went back to back up against a male tennis player who was like 200 rank or something. Bearing in mind, Serena and Venus Williams are like, certainly at the time, they were like the two best fucking female tennis players. They both lost, one after the other. The guy had to play 2 games in a row, and he won. It's just fucking nuts. Sports is such a PR disaster for trans. Yes, I've been trying to tell people this fucking years, and no one listens. So, I don't know. I come on here, and I will watch people say the shit that I don't like, and I will explain why I don't like it. That's how it is. People could have fucking listened to me at any time they wanted, and they didn't, so here it is.
These disputes affect them directly. But one thing we're not going to do in 2025 is center the debate so much. Instead, we're going to do more to center the voices and center the joy.
Center the debate, yeah. We don't want any back and forth. We don't want any opposing opinions. We don't want anyone to say something that might go against our narrative. You know what I'm saying? Mad. It's utterly mad. And I hope people understand why I have a problem with this and why it's got nothing to do with me being internally transphobic or some shit. Like, this is mad.
Because frankly, I'm tired of the debate.
There we go. No more debate. We don't want any debate. We don't want to defend our beliefs. That's why you haven't defended any of your beliefs. You're just stating them outright and presenting the facts and then skewing them. You know what I mean? So yeah, you think you're the first trans person to say this? I've heard this over and over. This is not up for debate, but what they're saying isn't up for debate is utterly nuts. You know what I'm saying? This is unconscionable, frankly.
Of hearing about fairness from people who are not centering anyone's fairness, but centering their own discomfort and calling it fairness.
What? Sorry, how can it not be about fairness when we're talking about males who have an advantage in almost every sport against females? I don't understand. Like, how do you get to this position? I truly want to know. I would love to talk to this person and understand where they're coming from. Because to me, it just seems like I'm trans and so are they. So that's what team I'm on. It's nuts. This person must be... I don't know if they've just never heard anyone explain to them why males and females don't tend to compete to each other. But like, this person is old enough. All this like sports swag and stuff. It seems like they probably have interest in sports. You know? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to fucking say, man.
You know what I'm talking about. Think about it. It's a Frankie De La Creta question. Fairness for whom? Whose fairness is centered in this moment? It's certainly not
females, women's, girls.
not mine. It's not.
Well, no, of course it's not yours. What females are you competing against? Do you compete anymore? I'm not sure.
Haley Davidson's. It's not Sadie Shriner's. It's not Pat Manuel's.
Well, no, because they're the ones bringing unfairness into what's supposed to be fair. It's really simple.
It's not. It's not the fairness for Aiden Gallagher or any other.
Yeah, why aren't they just doing what these people want instead of doing what literally most of the other fucking people in the country think? Fuck me.
Trans kid in any high school in this country right now, no matter if the state turned blue or turned red at the last election. I want to know where Sadie Shriner's fairness is.
Well, it's more than available to her should she choose to start competing with other males. That's where it is. There's nothing more to it. It's very simple.
Where's the fairness in the fact that Sadie Shriner's told, we're interested in you, but we're not going to fight for you, so...
This person, I can't believe you would say all this out loud. You know what the problem is and you're just choosing not to say it and hoping that the people watching won't put two and two together in their brain. You know what I mean? Trans women and women is an article of faith. They will deny evidence to maintain belief in trans women and women. Yeah, it kind of seems that way. I don't like to conclude on people in that way. I don't like to tell people how they think. But this person isn't telling me how they think. They're just pretending that Sadie Shriner, etc. are female. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why is it that almost 1,000 medals have been lost from females to males in female sports, and yet the other way around, this doesn't happen? How is that fair? Jesus Christ.
We can't have you as a part of our school. Where's the fairness in that? Seriously. Where's the fairness in the fact that a school is openly saying, we're more afraid of Riley Gaines than we are excited for you to come to our school?
Afraid of Riley Gaines? Who is talking about Riley Gaines? Riley Gaines was involved in the Leah Thomas debate thing. You've not mentioned Leah Thomas once. This video is not about Leah Thomas. So why are you invoking Riley Gaines?
We're more afraid of Riley Gaines than we are excited for you.
Like, she's just your punching bag. Like, yeah, very, very fucking fair. Very, you know, totally not misogynistic at all. Let's pick a fucking pinata. It's a bit like Blair White. She becomes the pinata for fucking transoids that actually fucking hate other trans people unless they say exactly the same thing as what they say. Riley Gaines is just that fucking pinata, the trans sports one. And we just beat her to fucking death every fucking day. Disgusting.
To come to our school. Where's the fairness in that? And it is in every school. When Cece Telfer were making her run, frankly...
What, destroying all these people? Like, Jesus Christ.
When Pierce University were putting contingency plans in place to keep her safe. Remember Megan Cortez, swimmer at Ramapo College, New Jersey, when all the professional transphobes were trying to come at her over a school record?
Professional transphobes. I love it. You just get to make up this nebulous group and then you can say whatever you want about them because you're not technically slandering anyone because you haven't actually named who the fuck you're talking about.
I got to give Ramapo College some credit. They didn't wait, hem and haw, and make a statement 2 months after the fact. They made a statement at the point of attack and said, we're following NCAA regulations. We back our kid. She's eligible. She's our student athlete. Leave her alone. I respect that. It's a far cry from the way the University of Pennsylvania and the Ivy League and the NCAA...
And we're just blindly supporting Leah Thomas. Look, I don't know how anyone can. I'm sorry. I look at Leah Thomas one time and I'm like, this is a joke. This is actually just... This is just someone telling me that I shouldn't believe my eyes and my ears. And I'm sorry. I do. I've been gaslit so much in my fucking life. I know what that shit's like. It's... Oh, man. I don't know. It brings back a lot to me because this is like abuse tactic shit. This is the kind of thing you do when you want someone in your pocket, is what this person's doing. It's gaslighting.
NCAA left Leah Thomas twisting in the wind. I haven't forgotten, and neither should anyone else. And I don't want to hear that word safety either, because I already know my...
Yeah, why should we worry about safety, such as the fact that a male can hit a volleyball harder than a female? Why would we want to worry about safety in that instance when, I don't know, let's say a male athlete spiked a ball into a female athlete's head, and then she got knocked out, brain damage, paralyzed. Why worry about any of that? We don't want to hear about safety. You got injured? Fuck you. You got injured? Fuck you for even saying that you got injured.
Safety, sir, the hell isn't centered in this.
How do you know? You're just making things up. You just get to say what you want with impunity. It's gross.
In fact, there's a number of people...
Oh, it's not centered around this. It's centered around what I've decided it is in my conspiracy fucking brain.
...who have threatened, for example, to come down to the stands and pummel Veronica Garcia or get...
Yeah, that's fucked too, but that doesn't mean you become a fucking propagandist for this shit. Like, oh my god.
...violent with Aidan Gallagher. The threats were so heavy that Aidan Gallagher needed bodyguards with her when she was at state last year to go accept the medal she earned. They had to tell her, no, you get off the track immediately. We're going to guard you because the crowd got so hostile. Remember, she got booed. And yes, we have receipts on this.
I'm not watching anymore. This person is trying to manipulate me and it's making me exceptionally fucking uncomfortable. It's making me quite angry, in fact. I'm not watching any more of this.